Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to our Fargo Native American Commission meeting. And we like to get started right away. We have a pretty busy agenda here. And so could I have the chamber or the commissioners please introduce yourself? I'll start out. My name is Lenore King, and I represent the Sisseton Wahpeton Oyate. Heather?
Heather Keeler, Ihamptawan Nation, Eastern Shoshone.
Okay, there is Anna.
Hi, Anna Johnson, Turtle Mountain.
Okay, and John.
Hi, everybody. John Strand from the City Commission.
All right. And so thank you for coming. We will go in the interest of time. Can we start and can I get a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, today on item 4, we're going to honor outgoing member Heather Keeler. And I want to take time to honor an outgoing member, Heather, and who was such an asset to the Native American Commission for the last 2 years. And in recognition and appreciation of your dedicated services as a member of the Native American Commission, we do have this plaque here for you, Heather. And did you want to say anything?
I feel like I always want to say something, right?
I know.
So give me the floor. I think just Piname, Chimigwich, thank you for everybody, who really challenged me to grow in this time. It really helped me launch into new spaces and new avenues in my career to do bigger work for our people across the state of Minnesota. It's been great serving with so many of you. It's interesting that the first part of my term, we were able to do the picnics, go out and do the powwows and really engage in the community. And the second half, we had to revamp that and really understand what life is like in a pandemic and the supports that our communities need. So I look forward to continuing and getting back to a new normal. I hate saying like getting back to normal because normal wasn't working for so many of us. But getting to the new normal where we can engage with each other again and share energy and share space. So thank you for everything. Thank you for your leadership. Both Sharon was the chair when I came in, and Linda for you. As always, I hope that we continue to do the very best together to serve the population that relies on us. Thank you.
Thanks, Heather. And here we have Willard Yellowbird as well as a Buffalo River singers to do a blessing and honor song for you, Heather. Willard and Buffalo River.
Hi, Heather. I got to know Heather when she first came, and then I got to work with her at the Human Rights Commission in Moorhead too. So it was a great honor. I got to know my little friend too. DJ?
Oh, yeah.
Or JD?
DJ.
I always forget that.
DJ.
I got to know him pretty good, and he was my helper. So I got to expand and help him with some my native tradition and understanding of our own tradition. But I know Heather has been a really source and I guess what you would call a woman warrior. Because, a lot of times women warriors are not just for fighting and killing, but women warriors can be also for education and understanding and help the culture of our people. Protect the elders, protect the students, the people that are hurting. And that's what Heather did. And I was so proud to work with her, and I get so many other individuals, and when I work with individuals like Heather or even like Lenore and stuff, they all end up calling me uncle. So I'm glad that Heather is, I consider a niece, not a grandpa yet, but a niece. But it was my honor, and to work with her in a good way, so that she's so compassionate. And this is a quote from Sitting Bull. Warriors are not what you think of as warriors. Warriors is not someone who fights because no one has the right to take another life. The warriors for us is one who sacrificed themselves for the good of others. His task, or their task, is to take care of the elderly, the defensive, those who cannot provide for themselves, above all, the children and the future of our people. So that's where my heart lies with Heather. Her footprint will always be in my heart, and all my love and compassion will watch her go through the steps of being a true woman warrior, knowing that I'm blessed to know her. So we're going to honor you with a song.
Thank you. And let's thank you, Heather. We were so happy to have you with us for this time, and just best wishes on your new adventure in legislation. I know you're going to do awesome and make great decisions for many, many people. All right, next we're going to go to public comment. I don't think there is, so we'll skip over that. And now we would like to welcome our newest member, Emily Sargent. Emily, could you share a bit about yourself?
Sure. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. My name's Dr. Emily Sargent, and I am an enrolled member of the White Earth Band of Minnesota Chippewa Tribe. I'm also currently a psychology resident at Sanford Behavioral Health here in Fargo, and I actually specialize in traumatic stress treatment, specifically with the Native American population. So I'm just super grateful and honored to be here with all of you, and many miigwetches to all of you for inducting me in.
Thank you, Emily. And now I ask Willard Yellowbird and the Buffalo River Singers to help bless Emily's term as a Native American Commission member.
Hi, Emily. Well, most of the time when we do a smudging and a blessing, we usually have that individual here. So I can blow smoke in their face and their arms and everything in their whole body. But you're not there or you're not here. So what we're going to do, we're going to symbolize this, the smudging. So when we do the smudging, what we do is cleanse your heart of all anger, hatred, sickness, desires, and negative energy. We always do the heart first because when the Creator's energy first came to you as when you were conceived, that's where the energy went to the heart. And every time your heart beat when you're inside your mom, that was the Creator's energy of life. And it was pushing the blood around, so you got that first spirit in your mom. The second thing we would always do was, what we do is smudge the mind. We cleanse the mind of fear, bad thoughts, influences, sickness, desires, and negative energy. And the reason why we do the mind second, because that is also a holy entity. In our way, in our Rikra way, we look at the Creator as a holy consciousness of energy, neither man or woman. But I know in Christianity they say, God knows everything you know, even before you do it. So we look at it as, how does he know? Because the soul is the consciousness of the Creator. So you have the spirit and the soul, both come from the Creator. So we protect those first. So we do your heart, you do your mind, and of course your body comes from Mother Earth. So as we do the cleansing, in this way, that's how what we show. And we've been doing this ever since 2006, when we first started. I had a spiritual leader come from Panema, a traditional, and he was the one that smudged all the new commissioners and also smudged City Hall. And I was teased him because there's a lot of things that happen in City Hall. And when I was doing that talk about the smudging of the City Hall, I told him, told the audience, I said, well, with all the things that happened in City Hall, we had to smudge it twice, so. But, and that worked out. So every time we have a new commissioner, and every time we lose a commissioner, we do a smudging, a blessing. And that signifies that we're all one with the voice, with the soul, and with our spirit. As the commissioners, that's what you should have, be all one, because you're working for the people. And that's what we like, that's what we'll do. I'll start with a prayer. To all my relatives, friends, and colleagues, I know many of our people are at home today watching us and trying to get much information about us and about the commission. But we are all praying in our own way for the love and compassion of our commissioners and of our people. We were taught that we are the caretakers of Mother Earth, and we must stand together as one soul, one spirit, and one voice. Today, I offer this prayer to all of us, the ones who can't be here today, but they are here in spirit as we pray together, and we all become one in the Spirit. Creator, hear us, for we are all your children. We come from the four directions of Mother Earth. Throughout the world today, we ask our ancestors to find us and stand with us in prayer, and to feel our tears and to witness our prayer for our people. Creator, we thank you for the lessons that you have taught us in patience, generosity, compassion, and the love for one another. You taught us to feel your warmth, healing, and love in the spirits of the universe. Creator, have pity on us and stand beside us once again. It was said, when we pray as one soul, one spirit, and one voice, you stand with us. Creator, we come to you from different spiritual paths, but we all end up on your same sacred road to help our people. There are tough times ahead, Creator, but give us all the strength and the courage and the wisdom and the understanding to help our people, to help them make it through their struggles in this life. We send our spiritual energy to them to help them. Holy Father, we bow down to you. You alone are holy. You own everything in this whole world. You're our chief over all. I thank you for listening to our prayers and standing beside us once again. I'm asking you to watch over all my people and all the people that are here today. Give us your blessing and watch over our relatives and friends and the ones who are struggling today. We ask that you heal their soul, their spirit, and their body. Bless us today and all days. Today I ask your blessing to give our new leaders, our new commissioner, the spiritual strength, and the commissioners that are here, so when they leave, that we may demonstrate our leadership and character to all the people, to show our spiritual strength at its finest. To all my relatives, I hope. While they're doing a prayer, we could do that on the prayer. Yeah, we'll do a prayer song, and then I'll light some sage, and we'll send that energy out to everybody. Let us end with this prayer. Creator, hear us, for we are all your children. We thank you for the lessons that you have taught us and for the life that you have allowed us to lead. We thank you, Mother Earth, for your beauty and nourishment. We thank the spirits of the universe for their guidance, protection, and direction. Creator, we thank you for that white spiritual light that surrounds us, for that same white spiritual light transmutes all negative into love and healing. We thank you, Creator, for healing our souls, for healing our spirit, for healing our body. We call upon the power of the universe to allow us happiness, prosperity, healing, and love. We call the power of the universe for the good relationships to all things, for we are all related in your spirit. We call upon the spirit of the universe for the four sacred directions of all our people, of all our tribes. We call upon the spirit of the universe for the magic and miracles and faith we have in you, Creator. We honor you, Creator, as we honor all things, seen and unseen. We honor you, Creator, as we honor our ancestors, as we honor ourselves. To all my love, to all my people, to all my ancestors, I give thanks for coming to be here with today. I ask that you watch over all those who are here today and their families, today and all days, with all my love and compassion. Aho.
Oh, thank you, Willard. And thank you, Buffalo River Singers, again. They're always our backup, and I can always count on them. And now we'll just move to item 6, and that is Savannah's Act.
Madam Chair, excuse me, Madam Chair,
Yes,
can I just say a couple of things?
sure.
This is Sharon.
Oh,
from
hi,
the
Sharon. Oh, I
Restaurant.
didn't know you were on. Okay.
I just wanted to welcome our new member, Emily. So welcome, and I'll be looking forward to working with you. And then I'd also like to say to Heather, I'm glad that we were able to serve together, and I remember some of the words you said to me when you first came on, and you said thanks for the opportunity, and I'm glad you had that opportunity. And good luck with the other things that you're going to be doing. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. You can introduce yourself. I didn't know you were online. I'm sorry.
This is Sharon White Bear from the Rickra Nation.
Okay, and Catlin, we have Sonia Donahue on hold. She can't join the meeting, but she can hear us, so I don't know. So technical difficulties. And so here we'll move forward. We have Laura Youngbird and Tanya Redroad here to speak to the recent passing of Savannah's Act, and as well as the current missing and murdered Indigenous women's initiatives. Just give them a second.
Hi, are we on?
Yes, you're on.
Okay. Sorry. My name's Tanya Redroad. I just work in the community all over, so I won't bore everybody with a long list of things. So Savannah's Act addresses alarming number of missing or killed Native women. There was, a House passed Savannah's bill, a bill that requires the Department of Justice to strengthen training, coordination, data collection, other guidelines related to cases of murdered or missing Native Americans. It aims to address the alarming number of cases involving Native women. Former North Dakota Senator Heidi Heitkamp first introduced the bill in 2017. It passed the Senate earlier that year, and President Trump is expected to sign it into law, which now has kind of happened. But most Indigenous women in the U.S. expect that they will be victims of violence, says Sarah Deer. She's a professor at Women, Gender and Sexuality Studies at the University of Kansas. And I know, like, for Sarah Deer, she did some work when we had Sacred Spirits here. She talked about a lot of that. Even she's the one who kind of brought forth about Christopher Columbus's journal being in the museum, and him saying some of the horrible things that he would do to our women when they came here. So she was a really good asset for setting the tone on that. Almost 80% of Native women will experience some form of physical abuse, or over half will experience some form of sexual assault. Tanya Mosley on All Things Considered. So when we talk about the homicide rates, they seem to be the end result of these efforts to extinguish the lives of Native women on reservations, and it just hasn't gotten the kind of attention it deserves. Now, of course, this was a little bit further back, but I think these efforts have been going for quite a while, and I always say, when we started kind of some efforts, like Singer, Rivers Red, there was someone before us and someone before that. The sad part is that we're still doing this. The good thing is we still have good-hearted people in this fight to keep making sure that we bring this to the forefront. And now we with this Savannah's Act, I think that'll be good, but it's unfortunate that we had to lose a special young lady to get this bill passed.
And a special shout out to Ruth Buffalo, who was instrumental in searching and finding Savannah. And she's now in office and worked with Heidi Heitkamp, and is still doing amazing things. And we'll see lots more, I'm sure.
Yes, and I was just going to say that, and we have Ruth has been pushing it forward, and but I will tell you, I'll read the Savannah's Act. It specifically requires the Justice Department to report statistics on missing or murdered Native Americans, develop guidelines for responses to cases of missing or murdered Native Americans, conduct outreach to tribes and Native American organizations, and provide training to law enforcement agencies on how to record tribal enrollment for victims in federal databases.
Okay. Well, I had a nice little video prepared. I did a Zoom interview with Alyssa Yellowbird Chase, and when we tried to transfer it on a thumb drive, all we got was code. So I'm just going to have to give you a little synopsis, whatever that word is. I know.
Synopsis?
Yeah, thank
you.
Alyssa Yellowbird Chase, there was a woman that wrote a book about her. I'm sorry I don't have that in front of me, the name. But it's a really fascinating book if you get a chance to read it. And it's about her journey and how she came into the murdered and missing women movement. After she was looking for somebody that was on the reservation. It was a white guy, not Indigenous, but she spent a lot of time investigating that, and then she from there went and contacted people in Canada about the women, and she's done amazing things. As found a lot of missing and murdered Indigenous people, and non-Indigenous as well, and she still is doing this work mostly on her own, I think mostly on her own dime, unless there's some funds raised. But this video talked too about how she recommended people, created a team and how to do the search, and different places might have different, resources and whatnot, but anybody at all can do it. You can, even if you notice a little girl that's all of a sudden has an iPhone and lots of jewelry, expensive things that she wouldn't have been able to purchase on her own, might be a red flag. Because some of these situations, are happening right under people's noses. And, you know, there was a man on the reservation there that's still not charged. They're still working on it. But I think it was like 11 young girls that he got hooked on heroin with I don't know what the drug is that they put into it, but it's caused a lot of overdoses and deaths. But he gets these young women hooked on it. Well, they're still living at home, you know, and I guess to a point where they start maybe not going home. But this is happening all over the place, even here. And thanks to the Savannah case, brought national attention to this situation. It's absolutely horrible, but women, you know, hundreds of years ago, even there was like the Native women that were brought to the ships in Duluth, and there was a huge sex slave trade there. She's just amazing, and I wish I could show this to you, but I'm trying to get a video or a Zoom event for February 14th, which is Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples Day officially, and I will send Lenore King the link and can get that to all of you if you'd like to see the video. We also have Falcon Gott has a little bit of film we're going to try to put in there. And then Liz Jacola and the Oshagijic Singers, who are amazing women drummers up in Duluth area. They're going to we have a montage of images and pictures that will play that song. And it's a song for, you know, for women to give them strength. So I guess this is the short version. But geez, I even had a really good hair day in there. Anyways, thank you all, and you know, if you suspect anything, call right away. Don't wait, because it's better to be, you know, wrong. I know just recently on our Facebook page, Meeting with Women, MMW, and the Daughters of the Earth group, that we there was someone was missing their auntie. I think so. And it took about a week, I think, before they finally found her. And I don't know the details, but she must be okay. I hope she's okay. I haven't heard, but you know, people went right away, and she was in Montana. So be aware and do what you can. Everybody can do a little bit, even if there's posters. We can send a bunch of posters to the commission, and they can deliver some of those out, those kind of things. So thank you for your time. Miigwech.
Did you want to explain the dress for a quick minute? And then you're having a virtual MMIW event? Just kind of explain.
Yeah, a Zoom event. This is a dress that we made a few years ago, and even farther back, NDSU had a project. Neetha Cloyter was the director of the gallery there. She had a project with, there's an important person I should name, but I can't, it's not coming to me right now, but Tina Wilder, something like that.
Oh, is it? I think it's like Tina. Yeah, but I know.
Okay.
Can't pronounce her first name, not gonna lie.
And they did a project called With Sing Our Rivers Red, which was one of the first events that was here in Fargo-Moorhead. And in the gallery, they had a exhibit of like a abstract of the river, the Red River, and people were asked to bring in earrings, and so it was called the Earring Project. And it's absolutely a beautiful installation. It's traveled all over the United States. I don't know if it's gone out of the United States, but we couldn't get it here for one event that we were trying to. So we put this together, and at the powwow is where we started, at the Ndsu Powwow. It was a spring powwow. I don't think it was the tri-college one, but that doesn't matter. But people came and brought earrings, and one young man came and he brought 2 earrings. He says he has one for his mother and one for his grandmother, who were both missing. And, you know, a lot of stories are in this dress, too, people that brought the earrings. So the premise is that if you have an earring that's missing, it's other, you know, that you could donate it to this project. So it has lots and lots of earrings. So is there any questions about that, or?
No. Or is there any questions, anybody? Any of the commissioners or other guests?
No, I don't have any questions, but thanks for your guys' presentations. Always good to see you virtually, even if I'm not there.
Hey, Anna. My
I also-
printmaker buddy. Okay. Well, thank
Madam
you.
Chair, if I'd just like to say a couple of things here. This is Commissioner Strand. That's some amazingly compelling and moving information. And thank you for your work you're doing in your communities, in our community, for your advocacy, and thanks for sharing with us today. It's just really compelling. So thank you.
Thank you.
But
Madam Chair, I just want to thank Tanya and Laura for coming and bringing that information to us again, and to keep the ongoing things that they're doing. I know a couple years we hadn't done anything for the MMIW, and I'm glad that they started doing that again. And
There was one
I
last
also
year.
wanted to just say that there is, it's not only young women. This can happen with young men as well.
Absolutely.
And to be watching out for that as well. Thank you.
Yeah, it's now called MMIP, which Missing and Murdered Indigenous People, and especially like transgender and even children, very young children, unfortunately.
Okay, thank you, ladies, so much. Okay, and next here, item number 7, we will be having Representative Ruth Buffalo share updates on the 2021 legislative items that may be of interest to the Native American Commission. She's not able to be present today, but from forward on, she will be here to update us. And then item 8 is next. Rebecca Knudsen will introduce this item and our guests from the Fargo Public Schools. Rebecca?
Hi, everyone. Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I will quickly turn this over to David Berkman and Melody Stabner with Fargo Public Schools. David is a principal at the current Woodrow Wilson High School, which members of our community are likely aware that school name will be changing to Dakota High School for the 2021-2022 school year. And Melody Stabner is the Indian Education Coordinator for Fargo Public Schools, also working with West Fargo Public Schools. There was information sent out to you earlier today that you can reference if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. Lots more details regarding what is going on with this project and where we are, and also the contact information for Mr. Berkman, Ms. Stabner, and myself in case you have questions or comments. I know that we likely won't have time to have much discussion on this today. So our contact information is there to continue dialogue. So right now I would like to turn this over to you, Mr. Berkman, and I will mute myself. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Rebecca and Native American Commission. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Kind of echoing some of the thoughts that Willard Yellowbird had in the introductory blessing, this idea of a name change of a school is intended to be a story of bringing people together and not dividing. And just by the very nature of deciding we're going to change the name of a school, one might think that all former graduates could be divisive or something to divide their thought of, I went to this institution and now it has changed names. The intent, though, sorry, our phone's ringing. The intent is to bring people together throughout the whole, the story that we are telling of Woodrow Wilson High School becoming Dakota High School. I think what I will do is turn it over to Melody. We have had meetings with Woodrow alumni, Woodrow staff, the Indian education team. We also went to the parent committee for Indian education and had a good meeting with them. And Melody can talk about, in terms of us writing a story that makes Woodrow graduates, makes the city of Fargo Public Schools, current students, a story that brings people together, and what she and the Indian Ed team did for trying to make sure that it was a story that would be honoring to Native Americans as well. Go ahead, Melody.
All right. I'm Melody Stabner. So we were asked to be a part of this conversation back in December, early December. And so we wanted to do our research as an Indian Ed team, and we have 4 staff with the education program. So we made some calls to contacts across North Dakota and the different tribes and contacted different leaders. Some of the leaders I contacted was Dr. Sherry Johnson. She's the Director of Education in Sisseton. Leandra McDonald, the President of United Tribes. Tyrell Iron Eyes of Standing Rock, and then Donovan Lambert of Bismarck Indian Ed, and then also his dad, Vern Lambert from Spirit Lake. So those are just some of the people that we reached out to across North Dakota from the Dakota tribes. But everyone that we talked to, had very positive comments and remarks regarding this. They were just really pleased and glad that Fargo Public Schools would be selecting the Dakota name to honor the Dakota people and the Dakota land base here. And I'm just really appreciative. Well, we did also talk with our parent committee, and they also were very supportive of the Dakota name. And we also discussed the mascot of the school and what trying to narrow that down at that time. But I'm just really appreciative too that Fargo Schools wanted to do this in a very respectful way. So we had several discussions over the last month and kind of came back together and kind of looked into some more information, consulted with people, and then kind of came back together again. So David, if you want to add to that.
Yep, I will. I will try a screen share here and we'll see if this works. Are you able to see a picture of a meadowlark right now? Let me try again here. All right, I will give up on the trying to screen share. There are 4 parts to the page that says a PDF sent to you, Fargo Public Schools, Dakota High School. The top portion talks about the board policy and renaming, and they have a very solid policy in place. On the far right side, Dakota. Dakota, is it the state? Is it the region? Is it the people? Is it the businesses? Is it the culture? And a brief overview of Dakota as a territory, as a state, and all relating back to the indigenous people of the Northern Plains, the Dakota. And that meaning of Dakota, in Dakota, a friend, friendly, or ally. There is a statement from AHEC, a land acknowledgement statement. And that concludes with that this indigenous land is now home to citizens of many diverse nations, including tribal nations. And then a little bit of Fargo Public Schools at the bottom. As part of that celebration of that land statement, we do celebrate over 80 world languages spoken in Fargo Public Schools. Melody had mentioned the meadowlark as the symbol, the mascot for the school. And on the positive side, besides a great song and a very, very unique nest, Dakota culture indicating that the meadowlark was a symbol of friendship and loyalty. The Latin terms, again, telling a story that brings people together. If somebody was to say sternella neglecta means ignored, overlooked, neglected, or disregarded, that's not positive. Those aren't positive terminology for why they decided this for the meadowlark name. However, as humans, we all face such moments and seasons of feeling neglected, overlooked, or disregarded. And the challenge of looking forward together is how can we be a positive place for somebody who's working through such moments in life. Finally, the brief paragraph at the bottom, the school Dakota with the name, we have a Woodrow mission to be the safest, most welcoming and accepting school on planet Earth. That aligns well with the friendly ally meaning of Dakota and our state's recognition as the Peace Garden state. We have some values that we've had at Woodrow Wilson for decades. They're not new in my 9 years here, but we have had them. And we do put a comparison with the grandfather teachings and just explain how those are universal, some universal values and truths. Again, going back to Willard Yellowbird's starting of this, your meeting today. My final input is we will want to be having a opening celebration in mid-September and would invite maybe working through Indian Ed, Melody working with Native American Commission to decide how that event in mid-September could recognize and honor the Dakota and all Native Americans in the area. So I think that's it for presentation. Unless Melody, you had anything else to add?
No, I think, he mentioned the opening group and with our program, and with the Woodrow staff. So if you would like to be a part of our planning for the opening ceremony, please contact me. And we'd like to start putting some planning group together, within the next month or so. Yeah, but thank you guys, and it's really good to see you guys again.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for them?
Madam Chair, I would like to ask a quick question. John Strand here. I'm not looking at documents in front of me to know visually, but I'm curious. I'm assuming there are conversations ongoing about the correct spelling for the word Dakota. I'm curious what you're learning and where you're all leaning for that.
Well, actually, that was our first thing that came up with this whole conversation right away. My staff was like, how do we go about spelling this? So, that's when we started reaching out to different tribal leaders, and we, realized there's a different spelling, at Standing Rock versus like Sisseton and Spirit Lake. So, but everyone that we had talked to was fine with the spelling of like North Dakota. Because they said that, we are more of an oral people, so it's really about how we pronunciate, on the different reservations. So I think everybody that we had, I had this conversation with was okay if it was spelled like the state. That's what I got out of it from our conversations.
That's really gratifying to hear. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, go ahead, Rebecca.
Lenore, I was just going to say that yes, wanting to encourage anyone to contact Melody, as she said, if you're interested in being a part of this or sharing some ideas, or if you know of someone that ought to be, involved. And possibly we can talk about down the road as we get closer to that mid-September time, have a discussion about another update that could come to the commission. So we can talk about that later. But the intent of this was to provide you with a basic update as far as what's going on. And we want to be as open and welcoming in the process and in this name change as we transfer as a whole community, as a whole Fargo Public Schools, City of Fargo community, and hopefully do this in a way that is respectful in a good way. So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Melody and David, for being here today.
Miigwech, thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next item 9 is the Indigenous Association report, and we have Whitney Fear. Could you provide some updates?
Hi, this is Whitney. I heard my name, but I didn't catch that part. I'm sorry. Our internet connection here at work has been a little weird today.
Okay, if you could just update on the Indigenous Association.
Oh, yes. Okay. So we have finalized. This is Whitney Fear, by the way, Oglala Sioux Tribe. I came in late, so I apologize. It was an introduction time. We did finalize the lease on the space, and now I can publicly say that's going to be located at the Plains Art Museum. We are in the process of, though we need things to put in there. So we're busy working on kind of knowing what that looks like, kind of what all we need to obtain and whatnot. We are having a board meeting on Saturday, so I'm sure we will discuss more of that on Saturday. But that is a huge opportunity that the Plains Art Museum extended very graciously, and we're very excited to be going into that space. That it will be located above the Catherine Kilbourne part of the Plains Art Museum. So a big, open, beautiful space. And we're hoping to have some very regular programming there. So when it's safe, currently we would still be kind of waiting on that until, or limiting it is essentially to where we're not putting a lot of people in that space all at one time. But hopefully with vaccination efforts for COVID-19 going on and rolling pretty smoothly so far in North Dakota, hopefully that will be something that is, getting going sooner than later. And I think that's about all I have for updates since last month. We had a board meeting in January, which was also a strategic planning meeting. We're going through NDSU for assistance with that for that assistance with that strategic planning. That's been going very well, and we will resume that on Saturday during our board meeting and also meet about kind of a regular monthly business. I think that is all I have. I can take questions now if anybody has any.
Whitney, yeah, I got a question for you. Hi, it's Anna. I was just wondering if you guys have moved in now. So are you guys running things out of the space, or have you guys, moved in at all, or what's that status?
Yeah, so that is kind of in the same stage as like figuring out what furniture do we need to move in, because right now all we would have would be, what we went and got out of the Native American Center, Wesley Center. Audra Stonefish, when she was the contracted employee, interim contract employee over the summer, did that and put it into storage. But there isn't, I guess I would say, there's not a ton of stuff, and definitely not anything like seating for people during programming other than some folding chairs. And so kind of wanting to, I guess, discuss what would be our budget for that exactly. So again, just trying to be super mindful of that we're a new board, especially, frankly, during our last board meeting, it was the day after Lutheran Social Services that announced that they were going to be dissolving their organization. And it was sort of a solemn board meeting of like, wow, this is a really huge reminder that we are a super new board. We're only about a year in, and that what the decisions we make now will definitely impact the sustainability of this organization. So we did feel like we've kind of made some, we've erred more on the side of caution, and we want to continue to do so. So just, again, really being super mindful about, okay, how much room do we have in the space, and what would best serve the space too, and about how much will that cost, and all of that. So we will be discussing that on Saturday, and then from there moving ahead with whatever plans we agree on at that time. And whenever, like I said, kind of also, I was going to, we were going to kind of be discussing exactly how many people might be like safe to have in the space when thinking about keeping 6 feet apart, because medically, even if people are wearing masks, I do think that there's a, maximum of amount of people that should be in any particular size of space, just to account for the fact that we're breathing each other's air, so just trying to be really safe about that until vaccine efforts are disseminated a little bit more widely. But again, that's going really well from what I've heard. So I guess I'll add to that for community members listening. If you are somebody with a high risk condition or 65 and older, then I would encourage you to contact one of the healthcare providers in the community like Sanford, Essentia, or Fargo Cass Public Health to see if you can get your vaccine.
Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you, Whitney.
Does anybody
Welcome.
have any comment or questions for her? Okay, if not, we'll have the chair of each subcommittee provide a progress report on their work. And Chelsea's not here today, but Anna, could you start with housing? You have nothing. It's COVID. Yeah, we know.
I'm not on the housing.
Which one are you on?
I'm on the health and wellness, the one that Whitney's the chair of.
Oh my goodness, how come okay. All right.
And I believe that Sharon is on with housing with Chelsea, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I got that mixed up. Sharon, do you have any updates with that?
Yes, I'm on housing with John and with Sonia, I think it is. And right now we have our scheduled meeting for February 11th. So we're going to try to find a specific direction that we want to go in and really concentrate on that. So we're just kind of getting our planning going. So that's where we're at with that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, ladies, how about the health and wellness? Do you have anything?
We had our first meeting this past Monday, and it went well. Ryan Eagle and Holly Mackey were able to attend. It was a little bit shorter notice than I would have liked, and I definitely think I can do some work on trying to find a better meeting time that works for more people. I think that will just take some time, but we did discuss the scope of the group and what we would like to maybe start working on, and have agreed to, we agreed on some additional stakeholders that would be good to involve. So I've sent extended invitations to them to join the next meeting, which I'm going to be waiting on some responses from members on some dates I threw out for March, but no action items at this time for the commission.
Well, thank you, Whitney. And I know you've been working hard on that. I got all the paperwork. So, and then is anybody that's on the education and culture awareness on here today?
I'm on, Rebecca.
Okay, Rebecca.
And I feel like we have taken up our part on the agenda today. So I haven't visited with Chelsea or anyone else regarding any other items to bring forward. Hopefully what happened earlier serves as a sufficient report.
Yes, Rebecca, that was awesome. Thank you. All right. Now, does anybody have any announcements to bring forward today? All right.
Chairwoman King, I have a comment really quick if you can hear me.
Okay.
I wish I would have done this earlier when I introduced myself, but I just wanted to let you guys know in pre-COVID times, if I would have been in person with you all, I had made tobacco bundles for everyone on the commission as just a offering of respect and thank you for the wisdom I'm probably going to gain from all of you in the next few years. So miigwech to all of you. Hopefully I can figure out how to give you guys your tobacco bundles. And then I don't know if Willard and the singers are still there, but I made that, some from them as well too. So maybe Chairwoman, you can help me figure out how to get it to them. So once again, miigwech, I can't wait to work with you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, the December staff report is in the package, and if there's any other questions or items to open to discussion, anybody? Okay, if not, the next meeting will be March 4th, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.